And that's where I want to welcome in our good friend, political commentator, and Newsmax contributor, Clarence McKee. Clarence is also a veteran of the Reagan campaign and administrations and a man who knows quite a bit about Florida politics.
Yeah.
How are you?
How did this happen? Because DeSantis got that Trump bump when he came here and did the rally, and now why is he sliding so much?
I think he hasn't put his foot and his whole hand and body around Florida, the state. He's not really Florida statewide type person, right? I think he's got to fight hard, take the gloves off. Don't be afraid of being called a racist or a bigot. That's exactly what they're going to come at you with. Let Hillary Clinton come into Florida, take South Florida, right?
Is that going to help Gillum?
Oh, he's got Broward County,
Right.
Palm Beach County. He's already got that.
So that's
Orange
good for
County,
him.
possibly.
Down here,
for
it's
him.
not going to help him in North Florida, Jacksonville, and Southwest
How does it
Florida.
help him in Orlando, what they call the I-4 corridor in
corridor?
Florida? Orlando to
I
Tampa.
don't think Hillary's that strong in I-4 in Orlando. Hillsborough County's rather conservative,
Right.
you know.
On the
I
West
think,
Coast, yep.
DeSantis can take it, but he's got to really start campaigning.
But you raise a good point, Clarence, because you're right. He was a congressman. He was district-centric, but he hasn't been Florida statewide centric.
Exactly.
Spends a lot of
And
time
Florida's
in D.C.
got a very interesting dynamic.
Now, Florida's a big state, right? If you drive from the tip of Key West up the coast of
God.
Florida
Right.
to the Panhandle, it's about 850 miles. Very large state,
Very
very
large.
populous state. What would he need to do? If you were advising him, what would you tell him to do?
First of all, he's only winning among, not only, but white males. Gillum is leading with youth, Hispanics, right?
Right.
White women. You can't come up here in the state of Florida and only get 2% of the black vote. That's what I think.
And the Hispanic vote.
Quinnipiac said
Yeah.
he's down low. Hispanics, he's behind too. He's got to come out. Listen, here's a guy who represents vouchers for poor kids going to private school. Gillum is against it because he's in the pocket of the teachers union. I do not know why the new campaign manager, Susie Wiles, and DeSantis, they should have a statewide campaign in all the black newspapers talking about what he believes in terms of vouchers for poor kids going to school, talking about the crime in South Florida in the black neighborhoods.
And Tallahassee having the highest crime rate in the state, where he's
Those are
mayor.
the issues.
That's
they
true.
got to go out and
Yeah.
take the fight. Got to be hard.
And rejoining us once again, Clarence McKee. What did you think about some of the points that John was bringing up there
It's
in his in-depth report?
history all over again, over and over and over again. And as O'Reilly said, there's a playbook. It comes right out of the liberal left. It's a playbook. Now, they squash it when it's a Kennedy, or they squash it when it's Mr. Clinton, or they squash it when it's Ralph Ellison. Of course, Ellison's woman.
Or when it's Schneiderman, the AG in New York, who Kristen Gillibrand aligned with and raised a ton of money, and he had to resign for
Exactly.
beating women. But you wrote a piece on this in Newsmax.com. Your new piece is called "Democrats Don't Care About the Presumption of Innocence."
Exactly.
And you referenced that tragic case of Emmett Till. He was a 14-year-old black boy who was visiting Mississippi from Chicago
1950s.
in the 50s, beaten beyond recognition, shot, tied with barbed wire, thrown into the Tallahatchie River because of a mere accusation that he flirted with a white woman. Now,
Money, Mississippi.
let me ask you something, Clarence, and I hate to even make the comparison because it was so severe what happened to this boy, but do you think we've reached that point again in America, but now the catalyst, instead of being race, is political affiliation?
Sexual assault. Listen, Emmett Till was just one of the more well-known. Thousands of black men in the South were beaten, lynched, burned, and castrated over the mere allegation that they committed sexual assault.
Or they flirted even
Now,
with.
here is the thing, the same thing is going on with the Democrats in the Senate. No presumption of innocence.
But it's political affiliation, not race now, right?
Exactly.
That marks
Sexual
you.
assault. You don't have a chance. We're going to string you up, Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
You're over. It's a very disgusting thing. So, what does this mean for fathers, husbands, sons,
Right.
and uncles? You know, some of these Democratic senators, I don't know where they came from. When I worked in the Senate, there was a bit of class there. There's no class in the United States Senate anymore. You know, you hear them talk today, yelling and screaming about this person. Turn the tables, talking about the Supreme Court and vested interests.
What would have happened?
Are they kidding?
What would have happened when you worked in the Senate? How would Senate leadership have handled that disgraceful display by Democrats yesterday differently than leadership is now?
This would not have happened in the days of Jacob Javits and the great, you know, even Kennedy and Peter Dominic and Spencer Holland of Florida.
Right.
They're men and women of class. This would not have occurred. Would not have happened.
So you think Kavanaugh would have been given a much more fair shake?
Oh, exactly.
back then.
This wouldn't have even gotten to that point at all. And it's a shame because you hear these senators talk about the Supreme Court. That's what's at stake.
Yeah.
They do not want another conservative on Supreme Court. So you heard Senator Whitehouse today talking about the special interests. Well, come on. What's Planned Parenthood? That's their special interest.
$1.5 a day. Clarence, stay where you are. Don't go anywhere. Much more with Clarence after the break. So Clarence, the House Judiciary Committee is making some moves. We saw the Senate.
Again.
Senate Judiciary is making moves, trying to get Kavanaugh through.
Yeah.
The House Judiciary Committee is subpoenaing the DOJ for former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe's memos and other documents related to the ongoing Russia investigation. Now, Chairman Bob Goodlatte says he's also asked for documents that renewed the FISA warrant to surveil former Trump campaign associate Carter Page. Conservative lawmakers have been demanding McCabe's memos become public since that bombshell New York Times report came out last week. The report that said Andrew McCabe was at a meeting with Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, where Rosenstein brought the possibility of wearing a wire to record a conversation with the president last year and even possibly discussed invoking the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office.
Which Rosenstein denied.
Which Rosenstein has denied vehemently, and he's still
going
at
to
his
be
job.
he's going to be meeting with the president next week.
It clearly wasn't urgent enough for the president to not postpone it yesterday. In light of the Kavanaugh hearing, he's now meeting with him next week. But the president's even said, he's implied to people that he would like to find a way to keep Rosenstein on the job. Clarence, what do you make of this? Is there going to be a smoking gun in McCabe's memos?
Mr. Humility, Rosenstein, right? Listen, I just wish the House of Republicans, House of Representatives,
the Judiciary,
controlled by the Republicans, would get some guts and be tough. If these were Democrats in the House running the show, they would get these documents. If they wouldn't get them, they'd find somebody in contempt. These guys are begging, Goodlatte, please, 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 be hard and get the documents. Transparency.
What do you want to see, though, going back to John's question?
I want to see what's been going on, all the documents on the FISA warrants. What did Rosenstein do?
Yeah.
And I wish the president next week.
But do you think there's going to be that smoking gun that John's alluding to?
I think so too. But doesn't some of the blame fall on the president? Look, I support the president.
He should not have given it up.
Right. He said he was going to declassify. Then he walked that back. Then he walked back. Expedited release. So isn't he partially to blame for hamstringing Congress and not getting these documents?
He's partially to blame for hamstringing himself.
Fair point.
This is the problem. Now, it would be very nice next week if he says, Rob, let me tell you something. Get the damn documents out. Get them back from the Inspector General and get them to the Congress. That's what he's got to do. Quick, fast.
But will Rosenstein do it if he's implicated in those documents? Why would he?
He's got to do it. The president says do it, do it.
That's an order, right?
You fire the guy before the midterms? Probably not. But make sure he goes after that and then find a new attorney general. Pray we get 4 or 5 new senators. So a guy like Joe DeGenova, remember him?
Oh, I like Joe DeGenova.
What an attorney general he would make. But this has got to stop. Attorney general, absent without leave, Rosenstein, up and down, don't know where he is.
You're a political strategist. We have 30 seconds. Couldn't the president have cover to fire Rosenstein if, in fact, Rosenstein was implicated in McCabe's memos? Wouldn't that be a game changer politically for Trump?
Well, in this short time period before the midterms, it would have been another explosion. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, too tough to message that out.
Then you've got, something tells you that something's wrong here. When all the Democrats, little Adam, all defend Rosenstein.
Oh, Adam Schiff.
All the Democrats are defending this guy.
Yeah,
and
McCabe
they have been defending him quite a bit.
And Clarence.
That's why they can't win, because Democrats would shut down this entire investigation.
They would shut it down, and they would shut down Congress as well.
Exactly.
They would obstruct everything. All right, Clarence McKee, always great to see you.
See you.
See you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.